started the initial teardown. Got the front bunks removed, so it's down to the front roller, and I've got the rear bunks on there right now. Those are gonna end up getting replaced by 2x4s instead, because I'm going to put inner bunks right here and here that'll actually travel down the whole thing to just past. So something more meant for centering. I'm starting off here. I'm trying to get the trailer centered up on the boat, and then I'm going to line my bunks up. I already have the boards here, and I'm going to set up the boards to be right where I want them, and then it'll create a cushion barrier that pushes ever so slightly up when the boat ends up going back on later. The current ones I may reuse. I'm not sure yet, but definitely will get recarpeted with the new bunk carpeting and make some adjustments here. Well, I've got the boat pulled back off of it now. I got my bunk brackets already set up, the front and the back, for the new bunks, and then I got new brackets on the way, so I can get those up a little higher and get them lined up. And then I also have a 5-inch roller, which is going to go right here, so to help keep it off this beam. Otherwise, it's going to be guided by the bunks, so that'll help center it up. So I now have the safety chain installed. I have that bolted up in here with a lock washer. Keep it on there nice and tight, and I'll be able to hook that up on the boat. Make sure, just in case the strap fails and the Dorado fails, I got a backup. I do need to lower this down just a bit, so I'm going to have to take these bolts out, drill these holes a little larger so they have a little bit of adjustment, and then I'll tighten it back into place once I get the boat on. I ended up deciding to go with new bunks. Here's my middle ones that I had already bought, and I went ahead and bought a set of replacements for those 2x6s. The new bunk carpet I have fits 2x4s. So I thought about swapping them out anyway, so I went ahead and changed them out. Made them slightly longer so I can readjust my end hang-offs, and I've already drilled holes to match up where the brackets are sitting. So we'll get these carpeted and get them hooked up on the trailer. So I now have the brackets installed, and I painted the bottom. I'm gonna let it dry and the brackets dry, and that way I don't have to deal with painting them on there. But after this dries up, I'll be able to get the carpet onto the bunks, and we'll get those onto the trailer. Now on these, this is actual bunk carpeting. So what you'll do, it's already pre-sized. I don't have to do any cutting other than length. Sit it right in the middle. Make sure your ends are about even, so you get good fold over. Now something else I'm using, this is an electric staple gun, which makes it a lot easier. Don't have to worry about putting pressure down for each staple. And then these are stainless steel staples, so that way I don't have to worry about them rusting out, corroding, and they'll hold this carpet in pretty nicely. Now with this, you'll want to start at about the middle and fold over on both sides. Just bring it in nice and tight. Put a staple in to hold it in place. And then you'll just work your way out to either end from the middle. Another tip as well when you're dealing with your brackets, don't cut your carpet until you're actually at that point. That way you can cut exactly what you need and you can get it to line right back up on the other side, and this will just lay down. And now we have a completed bunk board. Here's a little detail around the bracket as well. You can see how this just kind of lays out of the way right there where it goes over the bracket. And then it's stapled right here. Gotta put another one in right there. And then it's stapled right here up next to the bracket just to hold it in place. And then you got the cut right here, so it all lays around the bracket. So as you can see, I got two of the bunks already placed on. I don't have them locked in place yet because I still gotta position it under the boat. I will tighten those up though. So I got the bunks done. You can see all four of them. They're slightly longer in the middle, so it holds onto that keel. And I got my outer ones, which I'll get those adjusted properly later. Underneath there, you can see the bracket for the roller. That's going to have to drop some to work with these bunks. So I'll get that next. Got new brackets on there. Got some new buckles coming that are a little better than the ones I had. And those will actually sit at an angle as well. And said earlier, got those drilled out for the new greasable pin. And then I'm thinking about removing this. Not 100% sure yet. May put a stop block because of how the nose of my boat is. Here I've dropped the bracket down, ran 2 long bolts through with nylock nuts and washer on each side, of course. This sits this bracket way lower and it won't the roller won't get in the way, but it'll keep the keel from hitting this. And here, after I finished painting the front roller, I wanted to widen it out some, so I got bills added on there. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do the greasable pin. I would need like a 7 1/4 length one, and they don't make that. Just a 5 1/4, 6 1/4, and then up for the larger rollers. But this will keep a nice wide gap to help any divergence in the keel catch back on, center up before it gets to the latch. Sorry I wasn't able to get video of it. I did get the boat back on the trailer briefly to get the bunks set up. So this is exactly where I need to set them, have them set. We'll make sure the bolts are tightened up that hold them on, and we should be able to get everything else finished up. I do have to raise that roller though in the middle. It feels a little low. I'm going to bring it up to just where the roller is, just below the bunks, now that I have them set, so that way the keel doesn't go too deep. A couple other things, I still got to take this off so I can get the area painted or cleaned and painted. I did change out that roller with one that has 5 spokes, so it'll match my new rims. Here's a nice look at it. Went ahead and put the spare on there. Got the roller taken off of this after I got it on got the boat on here. I could tell a bump stop would be hard to, I'd have to get a custom setup to make it work, so I could do without. Okay, so I have the brackets already cut. That's the scrap metal. These are the brackets I'll be using. I have to drill an additional hole, and I want to see if I can get that down a little bit further for this one. But I got to drill a second hole, and I got 2 set up for this side, and then 2 for the other side. So I have holes for these fenders. So I have the first wheel mounted. Unfortunately, these center caps, I'm gonna have to see if I can find even longer ones, but they won't fit on over the hub unless I get a wheel spacer, which then it can throw off the fender. So we will see what I can find. But otherwise, get the first wheel mounted. Got the lights behind it installed and wired up. So we'll see how it looks. I just painted the brackets, all welded up, and we'll get the fenders mounted as soon as it dries. And here's a quick view with the fenders on there. It should cover quite nicely. Gives it a little bit of room for the suspension. That way it's not digging into the fender. So with the exception of a couple detail items, I am finished with the trailer. I got everything all set back up. I got the welds done up there. Brackets are welded here. Fenders are on both sides. I do need to, I've got the cutouts already for this side, but I need to put self-tapping screws in here, here, and here, and that'll hold the fender on there and keep my wheel well lights separated from the ones under the boat. Otherwise, everything is ready to go. Got the boat buckles mounted, so we're getting ready to put her on the trailer. I'm also testing this out. I've already sprayed it on the bunks. If you use this, make sure your bunks are dry when you apply it. So say you go to drop your boat off at the lake, you'll want to leave it out in the sun for a while so the bunks will dry out. Spray this on, let it dry. It does not take long, and slide it under the boat, or slide the boat back on. It should, from what I understand, it makes it extremely slick. Should work great with that Drado latch. If you do not have one of those, make sure that you do not undo your winch strap until it is down in the water. I hear it's very, very slick stuff. Went ahead and washed everything down, and after I got it on the trailer, the boat was pretty dusty from sitting in the garage as well, so I got it cleaned off so I can start getting ready to work on it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Any questions, comments, so forth, leave them in the comment section below. I've got the boat ready to go. I can start working on it now. Nice solid foundation. So until next time.